On this 2010-2015 Honda Civic with the 1.8 gas engine, P0974 is pointing at the shift solenoid valve electrical circuit, specifically an open-type fault. The car may have shift complaints or may set the code without a major drivability change, but the diagnostic path treats this as an electrical circuit problem. Broadly, we may be dealing with the solenoid circuit, the shift solenoid wire harness, connector or terminal issues, or the PCM side of the circuit. Before getting into the checks, save the captured data and any onboard snapshot with the HDS, and start with the basic system checks. Also keep this important point in mind. This code is caused by an electrical circuit problem and cannot be caused by a mechanical problem in the transmission. Start by turning the ignition switch to on Roman 2, clearing the DTC with the HDS, then starting the engine with the shift lever in P. Wait for at least 1 second, then check for pending or confirmed DTCs with the HDS. If P0974 comes right back, the failure is duplicated and you move into the circuit checks. If it does not come back, command shift solenoid valve from the miscellaneous test menu with the HDS. If you hear the solenoid click, the solenoid operation check passes for the moment. So continue by starting the engine in P again, waiting for at least 1 second, and watching the OBD status for P0974. If the HDS shows failed, the fault is duplicated. If it shows passed, treat it as an intermittent at this time and look closely for poor connections or loose terminals between shift solenoid valve and the PCM. If it shows not completed, run the operating condition again instead of making a call too early. Once the fault is duplicated, turn the ignition switch to lock 0, jump the SCS line with the HDS and disconnect PCM connector B49P. Measure resistance on the SH circuit between PCM connector B49P No, 21 blue and body ground. The expected result is 13.817, 1 ohmega. If the resistance is in that range, shift solenoid valve is okay by this check. At that point, update the PCM if it does not have the latest software or substitute a known good PCM, then go to repair verification. If the resistance is not 13.817, 1 ohmega, continue down the circuit and check for an open. Next, disconnect the shift solenoid wire harness 8P connector. With the ignition still at lock 0, the shift solenoid wire harness 8P connector disconnected, and PCM connector B49P disconnected. Check continuity on the SH wire between shift solenoid wire harness 8P connector No, 8 blue and PCM connector B49P No, 21 blue. If you have continuity, that section of the SH wire is okay, and you keep moving toward the solenoid harness. If you do not have continuity, repair the open in the SH wire between the shift solenoid wire harness and the PCM, then verify the repair. If the SH wire to the PCM checks good, remove the shift solenoid wire harness and check continuity through the harness. The test is between shift solenoid wire harness 7P connector No, 7 blue and shift solenoid valve a 1P connector No, 1 blue, with the 7P connector, the solenoid 1P connector, and PCM connector B49P disconnected. If there is continuity, the shift solenoid wire harness is okay. So replace shift solenoid valve and then verify the repair. If there is no continuity, replace the shift solenoid wire harness and then verify the repair. Keep verification separate from the testing. Reconnect all connectors, turn the ignition switch to on Roman 2, clear the DTC with the HDS, then start the engine with the shift lever in P and wait for at least 1 second. After that, test drive the vehicle in second gear for at least 1 second and monitor the OBD status for P0974 with the HDS. If it shows passed, troubleshooting is complete. If a known good PCM was substituted, replace the original PCM. Afterward, check for any other pending or confirmed DTCs and handle those by what they indicate. If P0974 shows failed, go back to the beginning and recheck the path. If the PCM was updated, Substitute a known good PCM and check OBD status again. If the status is not completed, meet the test condition and check OBD status again. The takeaway on P0974 is simple. Prove whether the code is current, then work the electrical path in order: solenoid response, resistance, SH a continuity, and the shift solenoid harness before making the final call. For more diagnostic training, visit stepdiagnostics.com.